You know, when we're caught up in that whirlwind of a new romance, our minds are just buzzing with questions, right? Like, are they the one? Do they feel the same way I do? But there's this one incredibly simple, almost embarrassingly basic question that, for some reason, we completely forget to ask. So today we're going to dig into that question and see how it can literally change everything about how we look at our relationships. Let's get into it.
Think about it. When you're totally head over heels, your entire world just seems to orbit around this person. Their name pops up on your phone and your heart does a little flip. You're just convinced they're perfect. But hiding underneath all of that devotion, there's a really crucial, really fundamental question we just rarely ever stop to ask ourselves.
And there it is. It sounds almost childishly simple, doesn't it? Are they nice to me? It's the absolute bedrock of any healthy relationship. And yet, it's a question that's just astonishingly unexplored when we're all swept up in the huge emotions of love.
Okay, but here's where it gets a little complicated, because when we finally do get around to asking ourselves that question, the answer is, well, it's often super confusing. It's hardly ever a simple yes or no. And this confusion, it reveals this really strange paradox that's at the heart of so many of our relationships.
And this really lays it all out, doesn't it? On one side, you have us pouring out this extraordinary care and deep passion, thinking about them constantly. And then on the other side, we get grumpiness. Maybe they're unfaithful, or they take forever to reply to a simple text. It's a huge disconnect. And the big question is, why do we put up with it?
Yeah, why? Why does this flawed, sometimes genuinely cruel person inspire so much of our care and our devotion? Logically, it makes absolutely no sense, but psychologically, there's a really sad and really powerful reason behind it all.
Okay, so here's the twist, and it's a big one. For some of us, this person isn't loved despite their lack of kindness. They're loved precisely because of it. That absence of care is the very thing that's fueling the attraction. Now, I know that sounds unbelievable, but the explanation for it starts, as it so often does, way back in our past.
So, to really understand this pattern, we have to go back. Back to our very first experiences with what love is supposed to feel like. The way we learn to connect certain feelings and behaviors with affection when we were kids, well, that creates a kind of blueprint that ends up shaping all of our adult relationships.
You see, for some of us, the parents who were supposed to love us didn't, or at least not in a way we could count on. And so we formed this really powerful unconscious association in our minds. We learned that love is somehow linked to suffering, that it means a lack of calm, that it involves an absence of real generosity. We learned that love feels like never really knowing where you stand and always just hoping in vain for a better outcome that just never seems to show up.
And to survive that emotionally as a kid, we developed these coping mechanisms. We learned to blame ourselves whenever we were ignored or disregarded. We became endlessly patient, just waiting for any little crumb of affection. We learned not to call cruelty what it was. Instead, we just kept hoping that one day they would finally change their mind and give us the love we were starving for.
And this childhood programming, it doesn't just go away when we grow up. Oh no, it follows us right into our adult lives, and it dictates how we react and what we're willing to put up with in our romantic relationships.
And this is what that looks like in the here and now. It doesn't even occur to us to call out bad behavior when it happens. We might not even realize how unhappy we are for months or even years. A response to being ignored isn't to walk away with our dignity, it's to beg for their attention. We're just as unable to ask, are they nice to me now, as we were when we were 5 years old.
You know, this whole pattern actually has a name: love as a residue of trauma. It's like a psychological echo. Some might call it a repetition compulsion. It's where our past teaches us that love is supposed to feel like being treated poorly. So we unconsciously go out and find partners who will replay those same old familiar wounds. In the end, we're not holding a loved one, we're holding up a mirror to our own past pain.
So, if that's the problem, and it's a big one, what's the solution? How do we finally break this destructive cycle? Well, it requires adopting a new, completely non-negotiable rule for what truly forms the basis of a healthy relationship. Let's just be really blunt here. It does not matter how beautiful or how charming or how exciting someone seems at first glance. None of that, absolutely none of it, matters if one core ingredient is missing. There is only one true foundation for a healthy partnership.
And this is it. This is the mantra we all need to adopt. We should only love kind and keen people.
kind in how they treat us, and keen, as in enthusiastic to be with us, to listen to us, and to be committed to our well-being. It's really that simple. But for so many of us, thinking this way is revolutionary.
So anyone who doesn't fit this kind and keen description, they're just not a true candidate for our love. If they're not sure they can commit, we shouldn't be there. If they consistently choose to spend time with their friends over you, we shouldn't be there. And if they ever call you too much or treat you like a problem that needs to be solved, we definitely should not be there. These are not challenges for you to overcome. They are giant signs telling you it's time to leave.
And that brings this all back to you. The goal isn't just to stop accepting unkindness, it's about actively seeking out genuine kindness. So, take a moment right now and ask yourself, who in my life is truly, genuinely both kind and keen? The answer to that question, it might just be the beginning of a whole new, much happier chapter for you.